Hi, everyone. Welcome to our 2 cents. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm here with our financial advisor and president of GCES, Galen Bargerstock, and our financial advisor, Levi Allison. Guys, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Another great day, of course.
Yeah, another great day in paradise. So guys, it is a day in paradise. You know, it is summertime right now, and that is kind of what we're going to be talking about today. A lot of times people go through summer and it is spend, spend, spend. There are other things to do. You have more activities to go out and enjoy. You have more traveling going on, and there are a lot more expenses associated with summer. And we're going to talk about that today and different things that happen throughout summer. And the real question is summer sizzling away your savings?
It could be.
It could be.
It could be. You might not let it, but it could be.
Yeah. What are some typical summer expenditures that you guys see in working with clients that are typical of summer that you see across the board? What are some typical things that you guys have seen?
Pool's the biggest one. This is one that people complain about the most, that they have to upkeep and the kids don't even get in it anymore and they're spoiled.
Oh, you mean a pool, swimming pool, somebody's house? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What other kind of pool would he have been talking about?
Well, I was at my
Like a pool table.
Yeah,
pool table.
Like the Mac Park in Indiana. Like when I was a kid, we would always go to the pool.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
Everybody got together.
There are definitely, so I know definitely as far as pools go, every year you open up your pool, there's something else on it that doesn't work, something else that you need fixed. And then you open it up and something quits working 2 weeks into it. We have been going through this for years with our pool company. Pools are definitely a huge expense, not just as far as like filling it, maintaining it, fixing it, but then also the electricity and stuff involved. Yeah. I know our electric bill goes almost doubles in summer because of our pool.
Yeah, to keep it heated.
That was a good one, Levi. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like you researched this before we sat down.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
So what are some other typical saving suckers? Galen, what is something that you see a lot?
People going on vacation, summer vacations with kids.
Yeah. To me, I think, the one thing that I know that we spend more on in summertime is entertaining and grilling and being outside to celebrate. I mean, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day weekend. Those are all things where we entertain at our house. We have a lot of people over. We end up buying meats for everyone. So to me, I think those are where we find our bigger expenses during the summer. Yeah. However, if money wasn't an option, what is it that you would do with your summer? Like, what would be your dream summer?
Oh, I think a constant vacation, like the whole summer. Like just going somewhere here and then back to another place, go to Mexico, maybe Florida, go to Australia. Just mix it up, have a lot of fun. Yeah.
So yours would be vacationing?
Vacation, super expensive vacationing.
Yeah. To me, I think a cruise, for 4 months straight or 12 would be amazing.
Yeah.
To me, that would be if money wasn't an issue, I would want to go on a cruise for as long as possible, quite possibly the rest of my life.
Cruise around the world for a year.
Yeah. There is a cruise line, by the way, guys. I don't know if this is anyone's retirement plan or retirement dreams, but there is a cruise line that you can live on for 24/7. It's a private cruise line called the Silver Sea. We've been on trips before and cruises on it. That would be amazing to live on a cruise ship for a year. I think I would get super sick of it, though.
You would get really sick of it after the first couple months. It would be interesting, though, because you'd pop up at a different port and then, doing something new and the traveling aspect. But yeah, being crammed in a cruise ship sounds nice, but I don't know.
Yeah. Levi, how about you? What is your favorite?
I would do the vacation.
Vacation?
Yeah. Whole summer vacation.
So guys, if you're watching at home, find us on Facebook, send us a message on Facebook. Let us know what it is that you would do with your summer if money was not an issue and you could do anything with it. I mean, summer, there are so many different things going on. The money being an option in summer, there's just so many things that you have an increased income in summer, and I'm sure that it definitely takes a toll on people's savings accounts, and I'm sure that people don't even look at it as an additional expense in their yearly planning.
No, I don't see it. But, family with children, that is pretty much where the expenses are going to be because your children are no longer at school for the certain time and now they're home and they want entertained. They actually demand to be entertained from what people tell me. I don't have any children, but everybody tells me how expensive they actually are.
With kids nowadays, what do you need? Internet and an iPad?
You were probably a very expensive child to keep. And now with the way that things have progressed in this world with inflation and technology, you would probably cost double your parents now in today's standards, yeah.
No way. You can ask my mom. I was a perfect child. She would say nothing else ever.
No, she wouldn't say anything else ever, but you were expensive.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. I know she's probably not watching this. So with all of the, with that, summer also brings some opportunities to make money too.
Yes.
That's something I want to talk about too, because there are a slew of things that happen in the summertime that do not happen in the wintertime, and ways that you could actually increase your income.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that. Let's take a break real quick. Okay. We're going to start talking about that whenever we come back, guys. In the meantime, you can give a call to the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. Set yourself up with an appointment to meet with one of our financial advisors and get on the right track for your retirement. We'll see you in just a moment.
To me, a successful retirement isn't measured by money or amount of dollars that people have. We measure it more on happiness.
If you haven't started your retirement journey, it's good to actually just take the first step. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to commit to anything if you don't want to, but just taking the first step of reaching out and finding out what you have and then going from there. You have to know what you have to know where you're going.
Start it sooner rather than later is probably the biggest thing that I would say to people. A lot of people want to wait until they're right at the edge of retirement. And there's not a lot that we can do for a client whenever you want to retire in 30 days. 5 to 10 years before retirement is a lot better. We can do a lot more for people.
The best advice that I can always give somebody is just take the first step and, reach out and ask questions. You're not going to know what to do or what to expect until you ask the questions. And it's non-judgment at our office, so ask away.
As people, we strive for better. From a better house, to a better career, to a better life for our kids. But when it comes to your retirement, what does better mean to you? Does that mean more income, a flexible lifestyle, or better solutions? A better retirement begins with a plan. To get your complimentary financial analysis, call the number you see here. Your retirement isn't going to plan itself, and this is your opportunity to plan better. Guys, welcome back to Our Two Cents. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm also the CEO of GCES. I'm here with our financial advisor and president, Galen Bargerstock, and our other financial advisor, Levi Allison. Guys, welcome back. Those commercials are amazing. I love watching our own commercials.
I do. It's cool that we have our own commercials. I like that.
Unless you're Tide or like a big company and want to sponsor us and give us money, then you too could be in that commercial. Yeah. So we're talking about summer. Is summer sizzling away your savings? There are a lot of expenses that come with summer, and on the last commercial break, I took the time to Google it. So I know you guys said pool and vacations. Mm-hmm. The number one biggest expense in summer that people have that they don't really plan for is energy bills.
Yeah.
Everyone's in air conditioning for the most part. Air conditioning raises our bills. And also, too, you have to think there's a switch. At least in Pennsylvania, most of us, our heat comes from gas. And then in summer, we switch to electric. And electric is a lot more expensive right now than gas is.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see the big differences. I mean, everybody wants to be cool, nobody wants to be hot. So it's always a trade-off. I mean, like when we lived Florida versus Pennsylvania, it's like when you're in Florida, you are running from the air conditioner to your car or the building. And in Pennsylvania, it's in the winter, you're running from your car to the building. So the energy, there's always energy costs, but
we also grew up in the north, and we are not good in the heat. So we definitely, at our house, it definitely costs a lot more to live in the summertime. The second thing was summer camps.
Yeah. Oh.
Which that's probably people with kids.
Yeah.
Not a lot of adults go to summer camps. Although that would be a really cool thing to start our own adult summer camp.
It would be cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. Let's think about that. Workshop that idea, guys. If you're interested in attending an adult summer camp with us, send us a message on Facebook. We'll look into it. The next one is travel. We've already talked about that. That's pretty easy. But the next thing, the number 4 biggest expense is weddings.
A lot of people want to get married whenever it's beautiful outside and warm.
So you get the wedding, you're spending more money in summer, but also, too, all of those people that have to go to weddings are also buying the ticket and then going to people's weddings.
And I think that is something that as you age, the bill also is going to get less for you to show up at your friends' weddings because they're all going to get married off at some point. So that's something that a younger generation is going to explore.
But also, too, I don't know if I learned this on a TV show or something at one point in my life, but if you're going to a wedding and the budget is tight, just buy a card and don't sign it. You know, they see you walk in with the card, they see you put it in the thing, and there's no money in it. They're never going to know it's you.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. That's how you save money, guys, by stiffing people on wedding gifts. You heard it here first. So one of the things I want to talk about is budgeting for summer, because that's one thing that we talk about budget, we talk about finance, we talk about the same stuff over and over again in a different way on the show. But budgeting for summer is something that people don't really think about. Hey, I know my expenses are going to increase during summer. What were they last year? What are they going to be this year?
Yeah. And I mean, with inflation going up every single year, it's going to be more and more. But, you know, one thing that I could tell people to do, that just like a quick tip, is like when you're spring cleaning and getting everything, you know, ready for the year, freshening up, you have all that stuff, have a yard sale. And then you have all that extra money that you could use towards all of those extras in summers that aren't going to creep up on you.
Yeah. And I know we talked about this and we completely forgot to go back to it. It's things to actually increase your income during summer. Levi, what are some of the different activities or things that you think people could do during summer to help increase their income, or things that you've seen?
Cutting grass. A lot of people do. A lot of older people even do.
Yeah.
You know, anywhere local or a cemetery or anything like that. But a lot of people do cut grass, I talk to.
Yeah. I know Dan, our landscaping guy, he is super busy during the summer. He usually can't find enough people to help him. That's definitely another way to make money. The first thing I think of ways to make money during summer, I think lemonade stand.
Yep.
You know, lemons, sugar, water.
Yep.
You could have literally tens of 20s of dollars after a day's work with a lemonade stand.
If there's any 5-year-olds watching.
Yes.
Until the police come and shut you down because the IRS isn't getting their cut.
Right.
So it's a good tip.
Yeah, that's so funny. Set up a ring of lemonade stands to get away from taxes. That's a good business idea.
I think what you're saying, though, is, you know, ultimately get a job, you know, so a part-time job. And I don't want it to sound that cruel, but getting a part-time job or something like that is, you know, how you're going to increase your money. But it could be something as simple as taking a hobby. I know tons of people that are into crafts, and they're crafting things throughout the winter or making quilts and stuff like that. And then they're going to these, you know, shows or bazaars, whatever you want to call them, where they're selling that stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, you could take your hobby and make that into a side gig and create a lot of cash for yourself.
Yeah. And some of these things, we might even be talking about these things. These might be things that people like to do in retirement. You know, we talk a lot about finding what you want to do in retirement. Some people just want to go back and find an activity to do during the summer. One of the things I think of commonly, because I come from the restaurant industry, I've worked in Palm Beach in restaurants. You know, every year in Palm Beach, right around right around Thanksgiving, they go through and they hire everyone in the restaurant to make it through season. And then come Easter, you let, you know, 2/3 of the restaurant go because season is over. But we had so many people that would move. You know, they would live in Michigan for the summer, and then they would move to Florida for the winter, and they would capitalize on where it was busier. And that's why it was so transitional in Florida, that there were so many people moving. And I know there are people that would go from Michigan to Ocean City, or, you know, Myrtle Beach, and back and forth to different places to help capitalize on where season is at.
And I don't think that people realize, I know you know all of this, Clint, but I don't think people realize that those servers make a lot of money, don't they?
Yes.
That are doing that?
Yeah. As a 24-year-old restaurant manager, I was working 70 hours a week, and I was making half as much as my servers who were working 30 hours a week waiting tables. So you can definitely make a lot of money serving and waiting tables. I love the restaurant industry. I was just saying this morning, I had so much fun working in restaurants, and it's an awesome way to make money. And, you know, you can have almost no experience and get hired at a restaurant and come up with a pretty neat summer gig. And that, you know, honestly, in Western Pennsylvania, you know, that's not something that's going to be a thing. But when you get towards water, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vacation spots.
So consider budgeting your summer activities this year. You know, when we talk about that, we're not really talking about lowering costs because, you know, we always tell everyone we're not going to tell you how to spend your money. We don't care how you spend your money. We'll help you protect it, help you save it, help you invest it. But in the end, it's your money. You can do with it what you want.
Correct. Always your money.
So, Levi, YOLO. Let's talk about YOLO. You know, that seems like a young acronym that you've used in your day-to-day life. Have you ever used that term?
No.
No, okay. That wasn't a thing
that's kind of,
in college, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what are we going with here?
So YOLO. Yeah, so what do you think, you know, you only live once. What are some expenses that you think that you've seen with people where it is an extra expense, but hey, take and make it because you're living your life?
Cars.
Yeah.
People that get to retirement, they want to buy their dream car. You know, that's definitely the one thing. Never tell people what to do. You know, you worked your whole life. Buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, but we do help people protect their money and save it and invest it. But definitely don't give them instructions on how to live their life.
Yeah, I know that cars is definitely a big expense that we see people taking chances on. We see a lot of people that retire and completely move to a new state, new house, new car,
New life.
new life, and
New
that's
life.
all something that you can do in retirement.
Yeah.
You know, your retirement, if that's really honestly why we do all this. You know, people work their entire life, and I've seen it in my personal life where people work their entire life, they get to retirement, and then they're dealing with health issues, they're dealing with financial issues. If you want to have a great retirement and you want to have a healthy retirement and a happy retirement, all you have to do is give a call to the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. You can meet with Galen and Levi, and they will go over all of these things with you. And we honestly, I mean, you have sat with people and helped them plan out their move to California or to another state or another country.
I had one lady recently where she was moving, the family was moving to a different country, and it was a 2.5-year process, or maybe 3 years, that she researched, and she was so detailed at every aspect of how the move was going to make. I was so impressed with everything that she was doing to accomplish this. But, you know, to have not just the dream to go move to another country to experience life a different way, but to actually take all those steps and discipline to make it happen, you know, kudos. Yeah.
So I know you guys work with a lot of different ranges of people. Have you seen a difference really in spending for summer over from younger generations to an older generation? What are really the differences that you've seen between the two?
The biggest is kids. I mean, you know, younger people that we talk to that have kids and they have summer baseball or soccer or whatever it is at that time. This is the biggest difference between the younger and the older.
Honestly, talk to anyone whose kid is in cheerleading that is not through their school, and we can talk to you about coming up with an investment to make sure you're paying for that.
Yeah.
Right? So I know that we have people at home, friends and family members that have their daughters in cheerleading, and that is a huge expense. Yeah. And things have changed so much from the time when we were kids to now with kids, because I mean, when we were kids, we got like our own house keys at like 7 years old, and it was like, go out and play in the woods. We'll see you when the sun goes down.
No, it was don't come back until the sun goes down. It wasn't, you know, it was go.
Yeah. When I was a small child, I also one time played outside so long that I ended up eating dry dog food at the Campbell's house. So that's how different childhood was in the 80s versus now. You know, now there's no way that they're out in the woods eating dog food.
Because of Child Protective Services.
Yes, yeah, probably a good thing. Let's talk about vacations, because vacations is a huge part of retirement and living in your day-to-day life. You know, just because you retire doesn't mean that you're going to stop taking vacations. I'm going to talk about the most expensive places to go.
Okay.
And I hope you guys didn't read this list because I know it's typed out. Where do you think are the most expensive places to go? Let's start with just in the United States. What would you think is the most expensive place to go in the United States?
California.
I would say New York.
Not even on the list, but you're right, New York. And I'm going to say that you remembered that from earlier from reading.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, so he cheated on that one, guys.
I did cheat, yeah.
So New York City, I'm assuming they're talking about New York City.
But, I mean, I've lived there and we've been there, and I know how expensive it is. And like the world is at your fingertips 24 hours a day. You could go to dinner at 3 in the morning or go to a club. So there's always something you could be spending money on.
Yeah. New York, actually, if you Google it, guys, that's where we get most of our information these days. New York is listed as the most expensive place to go. That's followed by some international places, but I want to go back to the places inside of the United States. The second most listed expensive place was Aspen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think it was exactly a summer expense.
I would definitely think it's not a summer expense from what I know about Aspen, but I don't ski or snow. I've snowboarded. It's not really my thing, so I've never been there to know what it's like.
It is in my life plan. I'm, visualizing this for myself. I totally want to have a Dumb and Dumber experience and vacation in Aspen. That is where I get my knowledge of Aspen from, is from Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber, and them going to Aspen. So to me, that's what I think it's all like, and that's why it would be expensive.
That is definitely an unexpected expense, because I know that if we do go there, that will be true, that you will buy us outfits to look ridiculous to go. Yeah,
yes.
I know.
Yeah. If anybody wants to go with us to Aspen, please reach out. We want to go. And after that, so this is, if you were to guess, we have New York, we have Aspen. This is on the completely other side of the spectrum. The other most expensive place to vacation in the United States is Maui.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think flights, just to get to Hawaii, you're going to have more expensive flights. But we've stayed in Maui before. It is also very expensive.
It is.
But we haven't been back to there since when it was like COVID-y times.
Before the fires.
Yeah. And we haven't been there since after that.
No.
Yeah. So let's go over international places. The most expensive would be the UK, France, Bora Bora, Dubai, and then Japan.
Yeah. I'd say whatever the money exchange is difference would probably be the difference of the most expensive. But I would assume Dubai, just from the videos and stuff that I've seen on TikTok. I've not personally been there. Again, it is on my list. I would like to go.
Yeah, we do love to travel, and that's up to everyone. Everyone has to decide in their life what it is that they want to do with their money. Do you want to save it? Do you want to spend it? Regardless what you want to do with it, there's no judgment, but we can help you understand what your goals are for your finances and your retirement. It's simple to give us a call. The number's on the screen like 1,000 times throughout this episode. Give it a call. You can literally schedule your appointment in like 5 minutes to meet with one of our financial advisors and understand how to get to the dream retirement that you want. Yeah. And that's what you guys do every day. Yeah. Working with people. Levi, what do you think the cheapest places are to vacation?
Probably Eastern Europe.
No. Oh, that is on the list. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Really? You got that?
Yeah. You guys both are cheating.
I don't know. You might have cheated.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking of crappy.
So the first one, if you Google it, cheapest places to vacation, Southeast Asia is listed as first, with Vietnam and Thailand in Southeast Asia as being the places to go. Which to me, that makes sense. Everyone says Thailand is amazing, but it's so weird because it's so close to Japan. I would think that it would be in the same area or the same region. Mm-hmm. But also, too, for us coming from where we live, your flights are going to be even more expensive. So I don't know if that actually means that it's less expensive for us once you travel to get there.
I think if you take travel into consideration, it would be a lot cheaper to go to, like the Outer Banks or something like that than Thailand.
Yeah. I do love, though, that it is it is Galen's cousin Blake and Dylan who have traveled to Southeast Asia, that they're the ones that we would love to actually hear what it is that they have going on.
Yeah.
How is it that you travel there? How's the cheapest way? Blake and Dylan, if you guys want to be guests on our episode, please reach out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, hi, Blake and Dylan. So the second cheapest place to go is Central and South America, specifically Mexico, Peru, and Nicaragua. As someone that just came from Mexico, it is also very cheap to go there. And I think it also depends on where you go, what kind of experience you want to have.
It definitely does, yeah. Even like if you want to go to Vegas, there are cheaper Las Vegas hotels and there are much more expensive Las Vegas hotels. I guess the better at gambling you are, you might get the more expensive cheaper.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Mexico?
Mexico, no.
No? Well, we'll have to make that work. Yeah. Maybe next year. Yeah. Nice. So Mexico, Peru, Nicaragua. Honestly, I don't know that much about them. I know we've gone to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
It's right there next to Nicaragua, and it is also relatively inexpensive to go in the right places. You know, any place that you go is obviously going to be expensive, but these are all things that people should be considering when they're looking into what they're going to be spending over the summertime, and they don't want that to be dipping into their retirement funds.
Yeah.
So what is the biggest way that you think people could actually help prepare for summer spending?
I think just be realistic throughout the entire year of what you want to accomplish for that year. That's kind of like if you go back to the whole January time frame where everybody's in that new year, new you type atmosphere. You know, figure it out then. What do you want to do this year and how are you going to accomplish it? Go back to what I said about the, spring yard sale type thing. If you have something in your mind, make it happen and figure it out how to make it happen. Just the better planning, the more it's going to be likely.
Yeah. For me personally, I know this summer we're planning on remodeling part of our house, and that is going to be our summer expenditure for the year, where that is going to be what we're concentrating on this summer. Not exactly a fun summer event, not exactly exciting in any way, other than the fact that by hopefully fall we will have a completely remodeled house. You know, and those are things that people need to take into consideration too. What other expenses do you have going on that you need to, maybe back off a little bit on your summer spending?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will take on those summer projects, remodeling.
Yeah.
So Levi, what are your biggest summer expenses going to be this year? What do you think?
Probably golf, and then
golfing.
Yeah, and then hosting people.
Nice.
Grilling, buying drinks for people and having a good time with friends and family.
Is there anyone that you would like to point out that you're specifically better at than golf?
Everybody I play with.
Everyone?
Everybody.
Yeah. Nice. All right, so if anyone plays golf with Levi, just let it be known he thinks he's better than you. Yeah. What is it like? What's a good golf score?
A good score is 72.
Okay.
So that's you're doing really good.
I don't know how that works out in the actual game, but
about 4 per hole.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. So, guys, do you have anything that you want to touch on? Any last final impressions that you want to make about summer spending? Because summer is already here. What are people supposed to do if they've already been spending for summer?
I mean, if you're already spending for summer and it's already too late, you've spent too much, maybe it's time to now consider correcting yourself and getting on a better path of alignment to where you want to be for the rest of the year.
Yeah. So guys, we are halfway through the year. December, Christmas, and end of year spending is going to be here before we know it. If you have not taken the time yet, please give a call to the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. We are here for you to help you understand your finances and your retirement. Galen and Levi can meet with you and make sense of it all. See you soon, guys. Thanks.